So I've been thinking about the situation that we've got, not just in the UK, but in the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth being Australia, New Zealand, Canada, UK. And I think it's pretty obvious that this is a perfect time for a reset. Let's look at this in a positive light. I'm looking at myself in the phone right now, and it's been a very, very long day. I'm overseas right now, and I've got friends messaging me. One of them is very, very depressed about what's happening, and I feel very upset for them. It's very disappointing to see people in such a mess. You know, they can't see any light at the end of the tunnel, and there doesn't seem to be any leadership. It seems to me that the people that are supposed to be leading the country are against us, and we're almost banging our head against a brick wall from all angles. Ant Middleton, I was watching you in Poland with Tommy Robinson the other day, and even my dog's crying. And I hear you talking about 2028 like it's going to happen tomorrow, but listen, that's too late, mate. No one's going to wait 2 years, and there won't be a London in 2 years' time. There'll be a Londonistan. In fact, there already is. And I hear the great words you're saying about personal security, protection, etc., etc. Yeah, you're an SAS guy. If you've got real leadership qualities, mate, don't wait for the opportunity to be mayor. Take the goddamn opportunity. Do whatever you've got to do. Do it by legal means, of course. But you need to be taking it, not waiting for it, because there'll be nothing left, and there's no guarantee you're going to get in anyway. So everyone's getting all excited about this big tough guy from the SAS, and a huge respect to you getting in, and we'd love to see you achieving what you talk about. But it's not going to be the same job in 2 years or 2.5 years' time that it is now. I can absolutely guarantee that. I've got a good 20 years on you. I've travelled to 35 countries. I've been working for different companies all over the world. And I've got a good head on my shoulders for experience and life experience. And it's not being modest, it's just a fact. There's a number of things happening at the moment. We've lost trust. Now, in any relationship, and this can be father and son, it can be father and daughter, it can be mother and son, mother and daughter, it can be husband and wife. Any relationship, once the trust goes, it's game over. And for whatever reason, it doesn't really matter what the reasons are. It's usually, not necessarily recoverable, but it's usually not recoverable, because what happens is in the future, it keeps cropping up. And what we've got is a bunch of unqualified people running a really amazing country, the UK. It is an amazing country. Let's not forget that. We've got a bunch of unqualified people running it, who were only there by more accident than need, because the only time that Starmer came in was because there was no other bloody alternative, and it was a very, very botched election anyway, allegedly. And I still think that voting was piped incorrectly. I really do. But there we go. So now what we need is leaders. There's a few great leaders out there. I've mentioned this many, many times, and I don't want to bore the pants off you, but there's a guy called Lee Kuan Yew, who was the father of Singapore. If you want to see the future, have a look at Singapore. Or if you get the chance to go there and you're lucky enough to be able to afford a plane ticket out and back, you'll need an exit ticket. Go to Singapore for a few days, that's all you need, and you'll see the future. And I mean that without any sarcasm. I came out to Asia 1999. I saw the Petronas Towers, the mighty Petronas Towers, opening in Malaysia in 2000 for the millennium. Shortly after a party in London, as I left for the new year. And since then, I've been to, as I say, over 30 countries. And what I will say is this. When I came to Asia 25 so years ago, it was a case of that red passport, or the black passport then, of Britain, the United Kingdom passport, was the one to have. In a very, very short time, it's gone from, hero to zero. The infrastructure now is laughable. It's almost Victorian. It hasn't moved on at all. Where has all the money gone? You've got to ask yourself this. There's 73 million people in the UK. 25% of the taxpayers, or working class age, are now on benefits. As far as I'm concerned, when I travel around all these countries I've been to, and it goes from Mexico, Costa Rica to Southeast Asia, Thailand, Myanmar, Cambodia, Malaysia, there's no free money. People have to get off their backsides and do something. Now, all the free money needs to stop unless there's a really, really good reason why those people need to be helped. And that's what the state was always there for to do. The provision of free money and the NHS, for example, was there to support those who really needed it. Now you've got all these feral youths walking around with their hoods on, doing this to us, working class people, without any fear of reproach whatsoever. They can do what they like, they can spit on you, say what you like, they can even gang up on you. They can walk around with their little pen knives and stab you, and there's nothing you can do. They'll all say, I had a bad youth. And that needs to stop. But the only way that's going to stop is by another thing happening in the domino line, which is going to be getting real policemen. Getting police into boot camp policing again. Get them out of this fucking university policing bullshit, because these police are wankers right now. I know there's some great police out there doing some good undercover work with the gangs and the overseas gangs, and hats off to you guys. You've done a great job. I've seen you made some big arrests lately. Good job. You know, and it must be very frustrating when you put all those hours in, all that work, and you know damn nicely that it's politics or red tape that's preventing you from getting the real hits you need. And I feel very sorry for you guys. You must be very frustrated. And I'm not surprised if you go into private enterprise, which is where an awful lot of good police go. But look, at the end of the day, we've got an opportunity to recreate the country, to build it from the ground up again. And it's not, whatever we do now, let's not put another band-aid on this. Clean out Parliament. Labour's no good. There's not one good fucking politician in there worth their salt. It's almost like watching a fucking cartoon show. It really is. People like Lammy, Rachel Reeves, I mean, you know, Starmer, they're just a joke. They're not qualified. There's no leadership qualities in any of them. You know, really. They all look like they're desperately in need of a holiday, and also desperately in need of some education, because they're fucking clueless. They do not know how to run a country. There's no vision and there's no plan. Now, because there's no vision and there's no plan, people feel very, very insecure. You know, it's like if you've got kids, and I've had kids now, you know, they need to be made to feel secure and guided and loved and comforted. And what you've done with the British people is you've done exactly the opposite. You've given them no plan, you've lied to them, you've cheated, you're now stealing from them as well. And to add insult to injury, you're giving the bad kids on the block, the really, really bad people that have been imported from war-torn countries, and they've created that war-torn issue themselves. You wonder why these people are bad, why they're coming from these countries, because they fucked those countries up. There's no question about that. That's why they are who they are. We create, they destroy. There's no question about that. See, even my dog agrees with me. And talking of dogs, Islam hates dogs, doesn't it? And guys, get yourself some big pit bulls, paint your faces, get everything you need out of the shed that might be useful for some gardening, and you know, scare the living daylights out of them, because they're not men, they're cowards. The only reason that they've got control is because we have something to lose, and they have nothing to lose. So these people were pushing the British people to the limit, because they say you can't touch us because you'll lose your house, or you'll lose your job, or you'll go to jail. So guess what? If we're going to have a reset, let's get rid of that mindset. We take control of the law. There's going to be anarchy on the streets, and I don't care what you say, there is going to be anarchy, because there's no other way this is going to get fixed. Excuse me. And what worse an insult to the military than having this human garbage washed up from these distraught foreign countries, going and residing in some of these ex-military barracks that were never meant to be used for that purpose. You should be, if you've got any accommodation, you should be cleaning up the streets from homeless. Number one priority, get people off the streets. That's very bad for tourism. Number two, Ant, Middleton, you should be starting to put the plans together now for some sort of a substitution for national service. And you can call it, Make Britain Great Again training camp. I don't know what you want to call it, but maybe not national service. It's a bit old hat, admittedly. But you should be putting the blueprints down for that now, ready. Because all I hear is the same speech from you saying, I know about security. I know about personal security. I know about safety. I know about responsibility. I know how to protect. Really? Well, we haven't seen that, my friend. And guess what? Here's the thing. You're a big tough guy, I'm sure you are. But at the end of the day, it's all still words. You've actually proved nothing. You've actually shown nothing. And nor did Starmer. You say you're no different to Starmer in my eyes. And frankly, my friend Nigel's Garage, he's not really proving anything either. He hasn't got the charismatic leadership qualities we needed. Okay? Now, my dear friends at Advantage UK, and I've just paid my subscription, I studied it very long and hard, and I suddenly realised that they're my people. The dear guy Ben, who's running that right now, and a few of the other people on top, subscribe, join up, because they're saying all the right things. They're the people, they've got a plan, and I believe there's a fantastic future. We need to reset the UK, not just protest, not just whine and complain. We need a plan, and we need intelligent people who are going to go out there and put this plan on the streets. All right, God bless everybody. There's a light at the end of the tunnel.